Oh my god! It's not like that.
Good morning. It's very early in the morning, and the reason is because good morning. I'm going to be collecting my new van today. It's not my van; it's a lease plan van who my company leases. So I'm going to be going in now today to collect it. It's an electric van, that you can probably see from the thumbnail. But yeah, so that's where I'm heading now. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of a review on an electric van, because there's plenty of reviews on electric cars out there. We're charging an electric vehicle. Yeah. Show you 3 cars. Some stuff in the van. Yeah, well, obviously you just have 2 pedals. Go and stop, pretty much. These are the clocks. Basically this one here is what you have left in your tank. This is obviously your speed, and this one here is the amount of electricity you are using, or the amount of power that you are using when you plant your boot. Just charged it in a Lidl car park here for, I'd say, about an hour and a half, and it was around about there when I came in at 12:30, and it's now 2 o'clock, 10 past 2, and it's only there. So it's after taking me an hour and a half, nearly, you know, might as well say 2 hours or so, almost 2 hours to get to there. That is silly. Okay, maybe this is not a fast charge point, I don't know. I'm sure I'll figure it out. I'm sure I'll figure out places to charge it faster, or within a half an hour or so. I don't know. I'm just going through everything as I see it now. But the vehicle itself is not that comfortable. It feels really cheap. There's nothing up here at all. Usually you will have like some type of a basket or a handle or something here. Even this doesn't have a mirror in it, and I like to look at myself all the time because I'm so beautiful. And you know, I have the light off obviously, because if I leave the light on it's going to waste battery. Same over here, there's nothing there, no mirrors. We have, you know, books and crap, and we have radio and the heaters. I'm afraid even to put the heater on, just in case it's using electricity. We have an eco button here, and the eco button, I have absolutely no idea if it works or not. I have to read the manual and see what way it works, you know, what it's going to do. Even my phone charger, I'm afraid to even put the phone charger on, just in case it doesn't actually charge. I'm afraid to use it to see. I just don't know. I don't know anything anyway. But all the cubby holes that you have, you have these 2 down here beside the door, which this one also has a fucking hole in the side here for some reason. I have no idea why there's a hole there and there. I don't know. This thing, the yoke for them, that yeah, that's there. What do you call it? The mirror, but whatever you call it. Anyway, your windows are only, they're not one touch, they're only hold down, hold up, hold down, hold up. None of them are one touch. Yeah, it's cheap. Glove box. Cubby hole. This is your freaking handbrake thingy. It's a big fucking jalopy of a yoke. Look at the state of it. What else is there? There's nothing really else to fucking say to you. There's nothing else to say. Anyway, how to start or whatever. Basically, my key is in the ignition, but it's not switched on. So you turn it like a normal car, like that. That's it. You just turn it like that, normal car, and it comes on to go like that. So once you have it in go, you can just put your hand on this and put it down into R, which doesn't light up. It just tells you what they are. Where it does light up to tell you what one you're in is over here. So park, reverse. It's very fucking finicky. Hold on. Park, reverse, neutral. No, neutral. Drive. It's not that easy to just like put it into. You take it out of park and it sort of just slides into the other ones without. I want to pick. Doesn't matter anyway. But so I want to reverse out of here, and then handbrake down, and then off we go. Start the reverse then now. And I can hear there's not a fucking sound out of it. Now here's the other thing. Drop it back into drive and go forward. This is the other thing. This is full throttle. That was it. That was full throttle. And when you let go of the accelerator, it will automatically brake, regenerative brakes, so it'll charge the battery, but it's crap. It doesn't really charge it very well at all.
I am saving. You see this little needle here? That's where it should be all the time. Because I'm not using anything there. But when I put my foot down, the needle goes up here, and that means that I'm using more power. If I'm using more power, well then that means that the kilometers will go down. But when I let go of the accelerator, it does this. And then at that point, it's charging the batteries. But you can't, because basically the car just come to a stop. So I have to kind of keep it around the middle there where the KW is. And there's people up me hole here. I'm only doing 70, 75. There's people up me hole. So there's me clocks. Look here you're coming past me now, look at. See? Because I'm going so slowly. It's a 100 road and I'm only doing roughly 80, and I'm trying to keep it as fast as I can, but also as slow as I can, so that I can keep me foot out of that red. And look at it, there's a row of traffic behind me. So if I take it off eco, you'll see the little E disappearing down a minute, right? If I take it off eco and then put my foot down, that goes right up to the top, the kilowatts goes right up to the top, and then you can see my speed going up and my range going down. See? 61 now it's down to. And this is at max foot to the floor. 60. Now that's fairly fast actually. There's nobody behind me now. And watch, you'll see that 60 hopefully going back up to 61 now, watch. Because I'm not using the throttle, I'm slowing down. There, see, 61. So the brakes are regenerating the batteries and to give me that little bit extra power. Hopefully I get it to 62. I can't get it to 62 now. I can't get it to 62. Thought I would have been able to get it to 62 before I got to the corner. Come on, 62. Come on. Yeah, I got to 62. Hey!
So I've been driving the van now for a few days. Actually, I've given it back. I'm in my old van now. I want to make this video out of the footage that I have, which is not much. Company logos and stuff like that are all in the video, and I don't want them in that, so I've cut out whatever I can, and I don't have much video left. But anyway, I'm just going to make a quick sort of rundown of what the van was like anyway in the end. The van has around about a 200 kilometer range, which I never got 200 kilometers out of, unless, no, not even unless, I didn't get 200 kilometers out of it. I got at the max maybe 160 kilometers out of it, and that was driving as eco as possible. I was driving with eco on, and I was doing, like, let's just say on the motorway, 120 kilometer motorway, I was doing 70 kilometers, 80 kilometers max. and there was trucks overtaking me. Yeah, and beeping. Yeah, it wasn't safe. And then the other thing is, you have Regen Brakes. So when you let go of the throttle, the engine brakes the vehicle for you, so you don't have to use your actual brakes, and that recharges the battery. But when the engine was braking, it was almost as if you were using your brakes. And I found that people were coming up behind me and saying, "You've no brake lights." They were telling me, pulling me over and saying, "Your brake lights are not working." No, they are working. I just have Regen Brakes in this. So little things like that just make no sense to have. If you're going to have Regen Brakes, maybe you should have an emergency brake light that just comes on to let you know that you're slowing down or braking or something like that. The van itself doesn't have quick charge. The Renault Kangoo is the only one in its sort of class that doesn't have quick charge, which you need badly, because to charge this for just an hour and a half, I got about a quarter of a tank out of it. To charge it for 5 to 6 hours, to get a full charge, like that, who has 5 or 6 hours to sit around in a bleeding garage somewhere just to freaking charge the thing up? Nobody has that time. And if you do have that time, can I get a job there? Anyway, to charge it overnight, I had to run an extension lead, plug it into the wall in my house, throw it through the window, leave the window open because I couldn't close the window with the extension lead in it, and leave it on charge for up to 11 hours for fully charge. My house was freezing. My electricity bill went up slightly, about €2 or something like that at night. It goes up, but the plug was scalding when I took it out. Then I found out that you shouldn't run an extension lead on. You shouldn't run an extension lead on these vans, because extension leads are not intended for a long-term current flow, so they can go on fire, they can melt. Yeah. Anyway, so I had to move the van closer to my house, parking it in the grass, ruining my grass. Still had to put the cord through the window, and still had to have a freezing cold house because of it, because the weather's getting cold here now. And just to do that, the electrical cord was thicker than my extension lead, so the window wouldn't even close, a little bit even more in there. Like even just that, I had to close the window at night just so I could go to bed, and I had to take the thing off charge. So every morning I was going to work, I didn't have a full charge. I had to pull over every morning and just stick it on charge for an hour or so before I even went to work. And even at that, like, it was only enough juice to get me back home. That's it. Like, it's as an everyday vehicle, if you lived around cities and stuff like that, if you live close to your job, or if you had an electrical point in your job that you could plug into, then it'd be fine. You'd get over that, you'd be used to it. But you'd need to have a charge point in your house, or in your garden, whatever, on your property. You need to have a charge point close to where your job is. If you're a delivery driver and you're going to different addresses all day, this is not going to work for you. If you're a painter and you're going to one job every day, and it's possible that you could plug in that job, expect that you might not get a full charge, but you will be able to do that as well. If you're just carrying heavy stuff around, you're going to use more electricity. If your job is to work in SuperValu and your van is full of boxes of crisps, or things of meat or something like that, if there's a charge point close to SuperValu, well then yes, you could do it. But even myself, like I charged my van in a little car park, and I went off and done a few things. I came back an hour and a half later, and it had moved a quarter of a tank. And I got soaked that day. It was raining, and I got soaked just walking around doing me shopping while my van was on charge, where I could have just drove to the shops and just ran in, and I wouldn't get soaked then. Yeah, the van is just it's not there yet. The infrastructure's not there. There's only like 2,500 points all over Ireland to have these vans plugged in. And even at that, like, there's not enough. They're in the wrong places. They're in supermarkets and shopping centres and on main streets where people have already parked there with their own car. There's nowhere to park. And then the other thing is, right, you get an app as well, and you look at the app and the app will tell you that it's free. So like a charge point to be free. So you'll go to the charge point to have a look to see is it free, and then somebody just pulls in front of you, and then you have to wait an hour or two just before they move on. There's not enough charge points around. The van needs to be quick charge. It needs a bigger kilometer range. Like the batteries themselves, only 33 kilowatts of batteries, and they're just underneath the seat and underneath the floor in the boot, in the back of the van. There's not that many of them, and the reason it doesn't have quick charge is because if they put more batteries in for the quick charge, well, the batteries that work off quick charge, they need better cooling, and to put more cooling in means more weight. So therefore, they needed more batteries to take in for the weight, to compensate for the weight that they're putting in. So, all in all, this Renault Kangoo is no good. No good for a normal everyday delivery driver or something like that. If you're, as I said to you, if you're going to be just parking on site and charging it all day and then driving home, that's fine. But if you're, you know, house hopping and going to different places all the time, it's not going to work for you. Don't waste your time, don't waste your money. Like, it's just not worth it. Like, just get a hybrid. Just get a 7-seater family car or something like that. Hybrid. You can get the Nissan NV200, and that has quick charge and it has more range on it, and it's bigger, and you can buy it in a 7-seater family car, or you can buy it in a van, and you can put all your stuff into that, and you can use it in the weekends for your family or whatever if you wanted it as well. Just get that. Just get that. Even the Peugeot Partner is great, has 3 seats in the front, it has quick charge, but the range is about 125 kilometers. And then even if you charged it for, it's half an hour for 80% full, but it's 55 minutes for a full charge. And if you charge your van for a full charge, so you drive it for 125 kilometers, charge it for for a full charge for an hour, and then you have another 125 kilometers. That's only 250 kilometers. The Nissan NV has that in the tank as it is. So if you're looking for a small sort of commercially kind of vehicle with enough space in it to be able to, you know, transport a few things around and plus put your family into it or something, go for a Nissan NV. At least that would be better. But as of now, the electrical points, there's not enough of them. You need to get an electrical point on your premises. You need to think about all these little things. Even just charging it overnight in your house. It's like in a normal charger overnight, I just don't trust it. I really don't. So yeah, there's not much I can say that's good about it. And the van that I had was a completely bog standard van. There was nothing in it. It had nothing. And I know you can get them with heated seats, electric mirrors, cruise control. There's a touchscreen thing, which by the way is miles over there, and you can't even reach the fucking thing. But there's a touchscreen kind of sat-nav radio thing as well. Some of them have like baskets up here, and yeah. But anyway, the van itself, and even it's made as a left-hand drive, and the handbrake, as you can see in that video, the handbrake. If you have a cup of coffee down there, when you put the handbrake down, you can't put it down because the cup of coffee's in the way. Like, who thought of these things? Who thought that was a good idea? I'm sure like there are people out there that can build better vehicles than these. Seriously, there has to be. If this is what we're getting put with, well then we're gonna be using petrol and diesel cars for a long time to come if they keep coming out with this rubbish, really. So anyway, at the end of this video, it's that's all I have to really say about it. I didn't get much more than 150 kilometers of range out of it. It needs quick charge. You need an electrical point in your premises. You need to be able to charge when you get to your other place of business or wherever it is. And there's no comfort in the van as well, so you're better off just going for something like the Nissan NV 200. Yeah, sure, that's it. Thanks for watching anyway. Please like the video because it does help me out. If you like the video, it'll help the YouTube algorithm to sort of push it to other people that might be interested in this kind of a video. I'm going to be making different videos all the time, but this one will go towards those people more. if you share it as well, and like, subscribe, comment, all of that stuff all helps on the YouTube algorithm. So please do all that stuff if you can, please. It'd be great. Thanks very much. Bye bye.